Where the hell is Hunter? He said he was going to be here about 5 minutes ago.
Hey guys, how's it going? I got my G37 right behind me. Of course, we're gonna be doing another mod today. Unfortunately, it'll be the very last mod for the G37 and probably the coolest. I wish I was able to do this a long time ago. If you couldn't tell by now, this is a new cluster. And it doesn't look like much right now, but it's actually a full digital cluster by NIFTY City. So we're gonna be replacing that one in my 37 right now. And then, yeah, let's get right into it. So it is it's getting dark. Not quite there yet, but it'll be dark here in a couple minutes. I wanted to do this earlier, but it rained, so anyways, let's go ahead and take a couple look at the features. We do have a couple plugs here in the back. We do have a USB. We have an HDMI port. You can actually connect to your computer. I believe you can do updates on it whenever you need the screen updated if there's a new software update. And then on top of that, you can use the OBD2 part to, I think there's you can sync your mileage with it and do a couple other little things. There's a separate video for that. I'll leave down in the description. I'm just gonna be installing this and showing the display features, which by the way, it does have 5 different display features. So we'll take a look at all 5 of them. Your current cluster does have 2 plugs. These are just gonna be plug and play. Take them off the old cluster, put them on the new one. This does have Apple CarPlay built into it as well, so you can actually use your phone if you don't have a Tesla screen and connect to Apple CarPlay on this. Has a ton of super cool features, so we'll check those out here in a little bit, but I will be doing a full tutorial and install guide with taking out the old cluster, putting the new one in, taking a look at some features that the Tesla screen has, looking at some display options, and then lastly going on a drive and showing it in action. So without further ado, let's get started. What am I hearing right now?
At least it's on copyright.
That's true. Alright, so we have the OBD2 cord right here. This is going to plug into the small one. I might have mistakenly said that. So this is going to be the small plug where you can hook up to the OBD2. I believe you can also calibrate your odometer reading so you can get your mileage hooked up with that. So there's that cord. And then next we have a USB to USB, which you can use to hook up for your computer for updates or whatnot. So we got that wire. And lastly, we have an HDMI to HDMI, which you can correspond with the 2 Tesla screens, V2 and then the cluster. So I was mistaken. There's 3 wires included, so sorry about that. So as of right now, this is what my current cluster looks like. If I go ahead and turn it on to accessory mode. So it has OEM cluster, looks like this currently. Just for demonstrational reasoning, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my car on. And I actually do have a couple lights on. So I have my brake light on, obviously, tire pressure light, seatbelt light, because I don't have my seatbelt on currently. I have that on because my door's open. And then we have an airbag light because I forgot to clear the light whenever I replace the sensor. Anyways, remember those because we'll take a look at them. I'm going to try my best to display where the bolts are, screws, whatever it is, to fully disassemble this as best as I can since it is a little dark, so bear with me. But we can turn the wheel. There's going to be a plastic clip. This one isn't here currently for me, but there's going to be a Phillips head. And then if we do the same on the other side, there's going to be another one right here as well. So we're going to go ahead and undo this one. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. That one's out. And then we're gonna remove the one on this side. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I believe from here, this top trim piece and then this bottom trim piece should come out. And then there's a little plastic piece down here that I already removed that just pops out right here. But these should separate. Under here, there's gonna be a bracket that's right here under this trim piece. You're just gonna pop the trim piece and then take the 2 screws out on the bracket right here, and then you'll be open with this area. This part just pulls down, so I just pulled down on that, and then behind my hood latch over here, there's gonna be 2 bolts. Kind of hard to see. I have zip ties there right now, but under there is your hood latch. There's gonna be 2 bolts you'll have to take off. I'm exposing myself on my janky build. Oh no. Alright, bet. Alright, so that is off. Now that we've dropped this bottom part, there's going to be some bolts under there that actually release the cluster. I'll show you guys here in a second. So I went ahead and disconnected the start-stop button, so we can go ahead and pry it out with the flathead now. So I'm just going to pry it out with the flathead right here. Just like that. And coming under the steering wheel over here, we will have 2 bolts. We have one, and then we'll have another up there as well. That one's missing. And then on this side, we'll have one right here, and I think there's another one up there somewhere. Where's my 10 mil at? Ow! Oh, cars are a pain. Alright. There is one. Damn, that shit's on there. Alright, so now that we have those bolts released, as you can see, that cluster is loose from its habitat. I just have to go behind here, unplugging those two things. So let's go ahead and do that. My cameraman is going to attempt to take this off. It's like a weird angle. Oh, we got it. Let's go. So next step is to get the cluster out. So what I'm gonna do is it's gonna take a little bit of maneuvering, but how the fuck? All right, now we can take this top piece off to give us a little extra room. And then I believe that would also release the bottom one maybe? All right, that was a pain in the ass to get out. I would highly recommend taking your steering wheel off for this. It would just make your life a lot easier. We didn't do that though. We have a push clip right here, same place on the other side. It just looks like this, like right here. So you just push it in. And then there's gonna be a couple screws up here, Phillips heads. So we're gonna start by taking off this cover piece here at the top. That way we can fully expose the digital cluster. Cool, so that piece pops off. So there's gonna be a screw back here, and then there's gonna be a screw back here, and then there should be one right here, right here, right here, and right here. And then this clip just broke for me, but there's gonna be two clips right here and here. It should be, oh, there's one right here too. There's one here, and then there's another one here on this side too. Bro, I don't even want to go out anymore. I just want to go to bed when I'm done with this. I'm actually so serious. It's going to be worth it though. It's going to be cool. I don't know if you could tell my energy level from the beginning of the video till now, but it's definitely gone down. So we went ahead and put the digital cluster back. It is not in all the way. I went ahead and put the start button back on just so we can turn on and test it that it works before I go through the whole hassle of doing everything. So alrighty, we got Infinity logo. We have a digital turn signal. Oh, this is cool. Alright, so I turned down the exposure so you guys can actually see the cluster right here. This is actually sick. Alright, so this is so sick. I'm gonna go finish putting all the trim pieces and everything back in its place. Okay, so I turned the exposure down so you can see the digital cluster just a little bit better. So we do have the two buttons right here, top and bottom. We can scroll through this little side menu right here, so we have a couple options. Oh, we got themes. Okay, go over here and use these two. You can scroll up and down. Let's go to theme 2. Infinity logo. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's so sick. Ooh. Oh, that's fire. Theme 3. What the fuck?
It's literally the Z.
Is it really?
It's the Z.
All right, let's check out theme 4. Oh, that's so cool.
That's like BMW.
That's so sick. All right, and then let's check out theme 5. Oh, that one's by far my favorite. We're doing theme 5 for sure. That's the GTR style. Oh, that's actually so sick. The carbon fiber is crazy.
That is so dope.
That's so sick. All right, everyone, the digital cluster is officially fully installed. We are back in business. We got the Tesla screen as well. This is the V1 Tesla screen, so this won't be able to pair here, but we do have everything hooked up. All right, it is the next day. We are in the G37. We are about to head out to a car meet at my buddy's garage. We actually have some lighting this time. I can go ahead and demonstrate the functions of the screen here in just a second. We're gonna go ahead and turn the car on. Got the Infinity logo, which is so sick. Woo! I love this so much. It's so cool. Also, there's really no delay on this either, which is great because, you know, obviously it is a digital cluster. You'd like to see the RPM gauge or whatever. So if one thing I have noticed though so far is that we do have a P for park, obviously. I'm in a manual. So if I go to first, it doesn't really do anything because it doesn't have a way to sense what gear I'm in because I'm in manual. But I'm sure there's a manual option for the screen. This is a prototype, by the way. And then lastly, the mileage is at 142,000. I was able to switch it over to miles from kilometers. There's a way to sync the mileage up, but you have to do it with the cable that is provided. Like I said, there's a link to that in the description because I'm not going to be doing that for this time. Anyways, we are heading out right now and the cluster is working just as it should. It's so sick. We're gonna make our way. It's so beautiful. It's like synced up perfectly too. There's no delay in it. Like, I wish I had this so much longer ago. Like, this is so cool. I'm so sad Nifty City is trying to release these like right when I'm selling my car, because I would have gotten this so long ago. It just honestly changes the whole interior of the car on top of the Tesla screen. It's so sick. Which, if you're also curious, I do have a video on the screen itself from a while back. I'll leave that also in the link in the description, along with the code that you can use to get this cluster or the screen, or, you know, if you have a different car in general, you can get anything from Nifty City using my code in the description. I'll pop it up right here at the bottom as well. Save you guys some money on some Nifty City products. Tons of different makes and models available for stuff, but like, the cluster is just so cool. The Tesla screen modernized the car, and this just like topped it off right here. I'm not 100% sure how the CarPlay works. I'm sure if you have the V2 screen, they'll be wired together, so you only have to connect one CarPlay device and it'll display it on both of the things. All right, we just made it to the little meet over here at Mickey's shop. I'm gonna try my best not to get copyrighted. I had no idea there's a DJ here. The 37, we put it in the shop under the lift, and I'm praying to God this car doesn't crush my car and total it. We got Mickey's 240 over here. This is a full drift missile. It's an LS Swap 240. The thing is crazy. Got my homie Mr. Turbo in the RS5. He actually has the mixed pattern carbon fiber hood from Armor Extend. That's pretty dope. Now what I found out is you can actually go down to unit. You click enter and you can actually do temperature unit, which is Fahrenheit. I changed my distance to miles. I changed my pressure unit to PSI, and speed unit to miles an hour. Now another really cool thing is if you go down to car settings, you can actually click enter and you can go to options. Now this is sick because you have TPMS light you can turn off, which I did, seatbelt light which you can turn off, which I also did, and airbag light you can also turn off. So I turned off all of those lights because those are all the lights that I actually have on my car. You can even go over to maintenance. We're gonna go ahead and scroll over to maintenance. You have check oil, tire, filter, all those other ones. That's pretty sick. So you can scroll down through the different ones. I believe this is like a sensor style one where you have like park sensors, which I don't. We have connection to Bluetooth. So this is gonna be the Bluetooth name to actually connect the cluster with CarPlay. For example, if you don't have a Tesla screen, you can connect that, or if you have the V2 screen, they're gonna correspond with each other. Next up, we have a G-force gauge, which is pretty sick. We also have a coolant temp, we have oil temp, it looks like. We have like trip A and B, we have distance, 92 miles. So this one's pretty cool. It shows like the fuel economy, you know, my miles per gallon. It shows my average speed and a couple other similar things to that. Please check HDMI connection. So this is probably gonna be the one that you will connect with the V2 screen. But yeah, that's gonna be all the little settings that you can scroll through. Another really cool thing is there's actually a new door chime and a turn signal sound. And I'm pretty sure it's the same one as the new Z. Not 100% sure, because I obviously don't have one or been in one, but I'm gonna go and turn on the hazards and you'll be able to hear it. That is so sick. Pretty sure you hear those little beeps. So that's a door chime. So that's gonna be all of the main features and functions of this digital cluster as I know of right now. I also love how there's options on the themes, like newer cars. I think newer cars have different theme options, but this one is just by far so cool. There's the GTR one, there's the one that looks like the new Z. Theme 1 and 5, I think those are my two favorite ones out of the 5. As a cluster, there is so much you can do with them, but I feel like for this one, this is like the max of stuff you could do with the cluster. I mean, you can connect your car Bluetooth CarPlay to it. Definitely wish I had one of these a long time ago, and I want to give Nifty City another shout out for sending me out this digital cluster. It is definitely the coolest thing I've done on the 37 by far. It being one of those mods that you have to stare at every single day definitely makes it worth the while, worth the money. Huge shout out to Nifty City for completely transforming my interior and completely modernizing it. I'll pop up a picture of your stock interior and then boom, this. Like, the difference is immaculate. So these digital clusters are like brand spanking new, like they just hit the market. I will leave a link down in the description along with all the other links to everything I mentioned earlier in the video. So there will be a lot of links down there. I think the exterior of the G-bodies definitely aged really well. On top of that, the interior didn't as much, but I think these two items, not even that, even just the Tesla screen or even just the digital cluster, but combined on top of that just makes it night and day difference. Like, if you were to get in this car right now and guess the year of this car, you'd probably guess like 2018, 2017. Mine's a 2010, but I mean, you can do this on a 2008, which is like almost 20 years old at this point. Once again, huge shout out to Nifty City for sponsoring this video and the cluster and the Tesla screen as well. I'm forever grateful to have worked with them, and they are just awesome. So if you want a Tesla screen for whatever car you have, or a digital cluster for G's. I don't know which ones they're working on next. Even if you just want to add CarPlay to your existing radio, they even have a CarPlay box for that as well. As I mentioned before, we are going to be selling the G37 soon here, unfortunately. If you are interested in that, there will be a whole separate video going over that and giving the final farewells to the car. All right, I pulled out the garage. We got the car here. I'm going to go ahead and switch over my maps. I'm on Ecutech, so press hold cancel, and then we're going to go over to map 4. That's going to be my 2-step map that I have. So there's that.
I got you. Give me your grip.
Get it, grip, daddy.
Hey, yo!
Bro,
Let me try.
I gotta hold it. You
Put your
gotta,
teeth.
you gotta hold it.
Oh my god! I got it!
That's a real white man.
Hey, yo, he's got that real grip. I told you.
Let's go! Oh god! Hey, you gotta add water to that shit, bro. That
I'm
shit.
about to say this shit's aged as fuck.
Where the fuck my blunt? Where the fuck my cup? Where the fuck my